Hey guys, Freddy here with Pour My Mods. Today we're going to be fixing a problem on my IS300 that's a problem with pretty much every IS300, and it has been bugging me for absolute years. These fog lights on this car are absolute trash. They look bad, they get beat up, they're really long, and they affect intercooler piping if you put an intercooler on, and they literally don't put out any light. I've tried different kinds of bulbs in these housings, and it seems like no matter what you do, they pretty much don't do anything other than they can be seen when a car is driving at you, but they don't help you see. They're pretty useless and they get pretty ugly. But thankfully, AutoExtrude has finally come out with a solution that looks great and it works great, but they also have two options for you. So AutoExtrude came out with replacement fog lights. They have these 3D printed housings. The two options that they give you are super freaking cool. They offer you a fog light replacement with an upgraded LED that is way better than that crap. But if you're more into racing and you need some cooling for your brakes, they also offer these, which are cooling ducts for your brakes. How freaking cool is that? Here is their 3D printed fog light housing with a Morimoto 70mm LED fog light. This is going to be so much better than the factory fog light that pretty much does nothing. It's going to look better and actually put out more light. And you don't have to do anything to this finish. It is perfectly safe to put on the car as it is. These fog light housings are actually shorter than the factory ones. 3 inches shorter than the factory fog lights, which will give you more room for intercooler piping if you're going to put a front mount intercooler on this car. So it saves you a lot of room and it looks better and puts out better light. They give you a pigtail and you just have to connect the power and ground from your fog light harness. So you can either use the solder connections that they give you or use crimp connectors, whatever you want, but it's just 2 wires on each side. Super easy and it looks so good. And here is the air duct fog light delete. Now, actually, I shouldn't really call this a delete because you can actually run the fog light with either kit, and you can run this air hose cooling duct adapter piece with either kit. But this obviously is going to catch more air, which would, put more air in your hose. So this is probably the better setup if you want to run cooling ducts for your brakes. But you could put the fog light on either one or put the stack on either one. So if you wanted a more OEM look, but you still wanted cooling ducts, you can do that. Or if you want this really aggressive look with the LEDs, you can do that. Yeah, I'm going to show you how to install both these kits so you can see which one maybe you'll like more for yourself. And yeah, this is really cool. Definitely a much needed upgrade for the IS300. And it's also important to note, currently, this is for the sedan IS300 200 Altezza. This will not fit the Sport Cross wagon at the moment. They are working on that though. The ones that I have here are made with the carbon fiber nylon, not the ASA filament. They don't recommend painting them, and you are paying a little bit more for the carbon fiber nylon because it does give you like an OEM plastic look. It's a nice matte finish, so I won't be painting these, but if you do want to paint yours, you want to select the ASA material, not the carbon fiber nylon. So when I'm finished with this install, I'm going to be leaving mine looking just like that. Another really nice thing about these LEDs is if you need or want to adjust your beam, right here is an adjuster screw. How cool is that? You probably don't even need to take the wheel off for this, but I'm filming, so definitely need, the room for the camera. But first thing you got to do is get this wheel liner out. If you even have it, with the age of these cars and how abused some of them are, you might not even have this. And if you do, you probably don't have the proper fasteners or the proper amount. So if this is here, just get it out of the way. All right. Now I'm going to totally remove this just for filming purposes. Here is the AutoExtrude fog light, but this is just to show you where the fasteners are on the factory fog light. So it's installed in the bumper like this. So on the inside, you're going to have 2 fasteners. They should be two 10mm bolts if they're the factory bolts. You can get to it from back here or in the front. Just got 2 on the side, and then unplug your electrical connection. And the wiring in this car is pretty botched, so hold your judgment, all right? To get this fog light out, once you remove the 2 bolts, you have to rotate it to pop this tab out. Rotate the fog light, then it can come out. Just like that. So here's a size comparison. AutoExtrude and the stock one. The stock one is freaking huge. Sticks way too far out, and it does interfere with some intercooler piping if that's the route you're going with your car. And so yeah, this offers a lot more room for activities. Let's get this bad boy in. Ooh, gotta take these out first. Look at that perfect fit. The new bolts they give you for this are a 5mm Allen bolt. Okay, got my headlights turned on, and boy, my headlights are loud. I'm not sure if you can hear them. Those are the fans going. But now it's time to do the wiring, and I'm not gonna show you how to do wiring because there are 3 things that no matter what you do, if you post it on the internet, you're wrong. You can't do welding, can't do detailing, and you can't do wiring. Even if you're a 40-year-old veteran master of the craft, you did it wrong because you put it on the internet. So no matter how I show you how to do the wiring, it's gonna be incorrect. But I will show you how to find the power wire for your fog light harness, and then that will show you which one is the ground wire. So you're gonna want a test light or a power probe. I have a power probe. If you don't have one of these and you work on your car at all, get one. It is so worth the investment. This can turn a toddler into an automotive electrician. This thing saves you so much time and money. It's unbelievable. Get yourself one of these. So now that I have my fog lights turned on and I have my power probe, this will tell me ground and power. And this wire here, that high-pitched tone, is my power. So like I said, my wiring is botched. This probably isn't the factory plug, probably not the factory wiring. It's a rat's nest in here. But you want to identify the power wire. And on my case, it's this white wire with a black stripe on the connector. And if the clip is on the top and you're plugging it in, it's the wire on the right. But what you should do is get yourself a power probe or get yourself a test light. Test lights are super cheap. But that's how you find the power. And once you find the power wire, you can assume that the other one is ground. Now let's check and make sure that that is working properly. I'll turn the fog lights off, and I shouldn't get any signal from this with the fog lights off. Headlights are totally turned off now. And now I have a ground signal coming from the same wire that was giving me a hot signal. So now I know that that is the power wire for my fog lights because I turned them off and the power turned off. So that's how we're going to connect our new pigtail for our AutoExtrude LEDs, or Morimoto LEDs. Got the pigtail wired up, just need to plug it in to the LED. See if it works. Hey, look at that. Got this side working, but pretty sure that side doesn't work. Yeah, this side doesn't work just because I've gone through so many LED bulbs and I've been waiting to do this upgrade. So, I mean, you guys know how crappy these are. They don't put out any light, no matter how good of an LED you put in, but that has a nice projector style, so it's not super bright looking at it, but it actually does put out some decent light for a fog light. So I have the OEM style housing installed on my driver's side. I'm gonna remove the fog light from this one and put it in the other style to see what both look like and see which one I like more. And the bolts that hold this in are 2.5mm bolts. Now let's get this one installed. I'm excited for this one. That looks freaking good. not only am I not going to paint these because, for one, they don't recommend painting the carbon fiber nylon, but two, I actually really like the finish. It gives it like a nice clean OEM look. That's how a lot of plastics from the factory look. It looks really nice. And also, I'm gonna go with this style, the air scoop style, instead of the OEM style light. I just think it's a really tough call, but I just like that look on the passenger side better than the driver's side. So I'm gonna go with this style instead of this one. But don't let my opinion influence yours. I mean, you pick whichever one you like more. If you want a cleaner, smoother look or a more aggressive look, I think this looks more aggressive, so that's what I'm gonna go with. I did install the brake duct on this one just to show you what it looks like. I'm not gonna be installing this because it is not a race car. It does not see the track, but here you can see the 2-inch hose barb installed on here. And this is the same bolt pattern as the LED. So you can do 2 of these scoops or 1 scoop and 1 LED, whatever you want. And they say these are for cooling brakes, but what's gonna stop you from plumbing it into your airbox or something? Like, you can do whatever you want. Pretty stinking cool. And I also don't have any 2-inch brake ducting to show you it installed, but if this is something that you want to do, if you actually track your car, this could help out a lot. This is really freaking cool. Okay, now that I have the fog lights installed, I'm going to adjust the beam pattern here. Very simple to do. You just need a Phillips screwdriver and rotate that adjuster screw to the left to lower the beam. And here you can see a shot of the beam pattern. I did lower it so they are shining a little bit below the low beam headlights now. And here in this shot, I've got some microfiber towels covering the headlights so you can just see what the fog lights look like right now. And as you can see, they perform way better than the factory fog lights. They seriously look so good. And of course, I will remove the microfiber towels so you can see how well these LED fog lights do complement the low beams. This is going to make driving the car at night seriously so much better. I am so excited for these. I am so happy. You have no idea. AutoExtrude, thank you for finally making a good fog light solution for the IS300. I have been wanting to do something about these fog lights pretty much the entire time I've owned the car, and it's approaching 10 years. I've just always been unhappy with them, thought they were ugly, and it seemed like no matter what light I put in them, the output was terrible. These Morimoto LEDs put out a ton of light, pretty much the same amount of light as my freaking headlights. So I am so relieved about that. A little bit of extra light output is always a good thing, and they look freaking sick. I went with their scoop design bezel instead of the OEM design bezel. I just think it looks really nice and aggressive. And the carbon fiber nylon finish looks really good. It looks like an OEM color or style. I couldn't be happier with these. And these are 3D printed. And if you follow my channel, you'll know that I do a bit of 3D printing as well. And I am amazed at the quality and finish of these parts. Now, carbon fiber nylon always does have a good finish if you print it right. And these are hard to tell that they're 3D printed. They did such a good job with these. And I told them that personally. I mean, not just because they sent me these parts. Like, genuinely, they look absolutely amazing. And now I need to step up my 3D printing game because this makes me look like I don't know what I'm doing. So, thank you, AutoExtrude. I could not be happier with this product. This is a big win for the IS300 community. This has been an ongoing problem for a long time. So, I'm super happy, and I'm sure if you have an IS300, you're going to be happy with these also. And if you have a Sport Cross, they are trying to make these for the Sport Cross bumper. So patiently wait for that, and yeah, they'll get you covered. So thanks for watching this video. Thank you, AutoExtrude, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.